All right. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. It's good to see y'all. And I just want to say that we are sending our thoughts and prayers to all the people impacted by the fires in Los Angeles. Obviously, we have players from there. A lot of us have friends, family, history in that part of the country. And just to see what's happening there is just so hard and so disheartening. So we're thinking about those people out there in LA. As for us here at Arizona football, it has been a busy 6 weeks or 5 weeks since the end of the season. I'm really excited for you guys to talk to Coach Gonzales and to Coach Salave'a. Obviously, when we go through these things, it's always a challenging process, right? Because there's people that you care about on all sides of the equation. And I know that for us, in my job here at Arizona, is to make sure that we are doing everything we can to build the best football program we can. And I feel like these two decisions have done that for us. I'm really excited for what we're going to do on that side of the ball with these two pieces that we've added and kind of the, changing Danny's responsibility into being, at the forefront of our defense. And I think that gives us a chance to have everybody in the right seat in terms of how we want this thing to go. And I think, having Coach Aquina continue to be heavily involved in the back end and the secondary, but also Danny's expertise as a play caller, over his time at San Diego State and at ASU, I think speaks for itself. So, and then adding Coach Salave'a has been a great thing. Obviously, a great Wildcat. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys to hear from him, his excitement to be here, his enthusiasm, the detail and the energy that he coaches with are going to be great assets to our program.
Awesome. I just want to echo Coach Brennan. Our thoughts and prayers are out to everybody in California. That's an amazing deal going on down there, and we just hope that everybody's blessed. We've got a lot of student athletes that are affected by that, both on our team and throughout the country, so just prayers for them. I'm super honored to be here. Obviously, been here for a year now at the University of Arizona, and the opportunity to work with Coach Brennan, the opportunity to be the defensive coordinator here. It's an elite job in this country. It's one of the best jobs in the country, and I'm excited to be here. This is going to be a fun. We're going to have a whole bunch of fun together. Coach Keenan is the best secondary coach I've ever been around, and we've got an opportunity to do something special here with Coach Daggy, with Coach Brennan, and then with all the pieces that we have on our staff and the players that we brought in. We're really excited to move forward and see what we can do here.
Well, Happy New Year's. Very excited. And, again, segue of what's already been said, prayers to some of our families. I know a couple of former teammates they're going through that firestorm and it's just a dire situation there. So we're continuing to pray for their safekeeping and safety out there. So, but truly an honor. Grateful for Desiree and Coach Brennan for this opportunity, and honor to be here, and just truly excited. If exciting is a word to express my thoughts and feelings, it's an understatement. I'm ready to jump through the roof. Super honored to be here, and looking forward to. I've known Coach Gonzales' work from afar. Admiration for how they've transformed that type of defense and style of play, and looking forward to contribute and get our guys moving in that direction. And we're going to work together to put the best product out in that field this coming season.
All right, questions? You got microphones, so just raise your hand. Justin, right here first. Yeah.
A question for Joe. You started at San Jose State with Coach Brennan. What do you remember about that experience and just going on the road recruiting and all that?
You get the chance to work with our mentor and legend and Coach Tomey, and the best part of that experience with Coach Brennan, just the people, the human side of it, and the experience to work for Coach. It was about relationship. It was about accountability, but also just the atmosphere that he cultivated. And I did not plan on coaching. That was my experience at San Jose State, but Coach Tomey had his ways and was able to bring me into the fold. And even though it was a brief opportunity, but I knew Coach was gonna move quite fast in the profession because of what he had brought to the table, and then his love for the game of football. And so it was so excited for him and his journey, but it also propelled me for my football journey as well. So truly a special moment there.
Yeah, for Danny. How are you expecting the defense scheme to change? Maybe alignment or just approach compared to what Coach Aquina had been doing?
The great thing about what we're going to do on defense, so my background for the last 27 years of doing this, Coach Long kind of created what we did defensively at both San Diego State, New Mexico, and Arizona State from mixes of a guy by the name of Don Matthews, Jolie Dunn, and Rich Ellerson. And so the Desert Swarm is all a part of what we've done forever. At San Diego State, our 3-year run where we were 15 to 17th, where we finished 12th in the country all 3 years, we were predominantly a 4-down front. A lot of the stuff that we did last year, because those were our best players. And that will never change. We'll go through our room, we'll put our top 22 together, and then whoever our best players are, if we have 4 D linemen that we think are elite, then that's what we're going to major in. If we have 3 D linemen and 3 linebackers we think are elite, that's what we're going to major in. We're going to have 4 down front, 5 down front, 3-man front. I mean, what gives you the best chance to be successful every week? And then offensively, great play callers, like what Coach Daggy does, they set things up. And to be able to play that piece against those guys and do that with what we do personnel-wise, that's going to give us a chance to be successful. So a lot of the stuff that we did last year, we'll fine-tune it by personnel. Coverage-wise, we'll fine-tune all those things and do something, put a product out there that we think will be elite.
For Joe, how did this opportunity come about? Were you looking to come back here? Did Coach Brennan reach out to you through channels to see if you were interested?
No, truly, you know what, when you go on your journey of coaching and it takes you different places, there's always been a place that was close to my heart because of the experience of the folks that poured into me. And so I've never really was detached. I always try to keep up with it, but never had the opportunity. You know, I came here for a short stint with Coach Stoops, but never really nothing like today now. And when Brennan reached out, it was surreal because I can go back to how this place was built upon and my journey. And so I was really, really excited for that conversation to now, because it happened so fast. And really, my family are excited to get down here. And, you know, part of this whole experience is to make sure that we're bringing the right people in the building, and they got to have that mentality, and that's what this program was built on. It was a blue-collar mentality, and those other things comes with, you know, respect and discipline and the joy to get to work and come here every day with a smile, and those are the things that really I can remember, and I'm excited, just truly humbled to get that opportunity, so I'm grateful.
2 questions. So what do you remember about San Jose State in coaching with Joe the first time?
I have a funny story about that. I don't know if he remembers it, but we were recruiting a linebacker named Sakope Kafusi, and he was really good players from Woodside High School, and his mom was a nurse, and they lived in East Palo Alto, which is a place that I grew up in that area and had a lot of friends in EPA, so I'd been their teammates. And when I was coaching high school football, all of our players were at Woodside High School from East Palo Alto. And so Joe and I go to the house, and she cooked a dish called Lou, correct? Which is
So it's
cabbage, taro leaves, and coconut milk and corned beef. And it was just Joe and I, and I ate 3 of them, and it was a lot, like, you know, and I want to be respectful in the house, you know, and so, but she cooked like 15. And the greatest thing about Joe is that he was absolutely there for it. Like he was,
You can't say no.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you
right.
cannot. You go into a Polynesian household, no means yes. Otherwise, you're not getting through the door.
Oh, you ain't getting the kid.
Yeah.
There's
You're not getting the kid.
So that was just a funny story, but it was great because Joe was just getting started in the coaching thing, right? And I'd been in it for a little while. By then, I'd been in it for, I think, maybe, 10 or 11 years. And obviously, we both had tremendous respect for Coach Tomey. And so there was a lot of times where Joe and I were on the road recruiting together, you know, just kind of taking him around, showing him kind of the lay of the land, introducing him to people and that kind of stuff. And I could tell right away that he was just such a natural. He's such a natural with people, and then such a natural on the field with just his command and his energy. And those are the things that kind of, you know, that I remembered that also impacted my decision to bring him back to the U of A.
And then for Joe, Coach Tomey brought the Polynesian influence to Arizona. What does it mean for you to see that influence still here?
Well, I think it helped propel and elevate the program. I think Coach Tomey saw that miles away when, you know, even way back in the University of Hawaii. The thing when you're dealing with Polynesian culture is loyalty and the warrior mentality. And Coach saw that and brought that here over from the islands. And those are some of the things you did not know. You could have never thought that Coach Tomey was from the Midwest. He goes through Honolulu International Airport and everybody's throwing the shaka. He's like he's the mayor. And he had a way with people. And that's the dynamic that I believe is got to be in the forefront. Our best attribute is our student athletes. And we have to do everything that we can to service them, but also connect with them on a deeper level so that we can understand too what they're going through as former athletes ourselves. And we're excited about that. And I think that's the dimension, one dimension that Coach told me that I can really miss, because you get to pick up the phone and call. But those are the things that Coach Tomey really harped on as far as galvanizing some of the Polynesian athletes during his time of coaching.
In the back, Damien.
So Joe, of all the time spent with Brent, what were those words of wisdom that he was imparting on you?
You know, I think as a young coach, well, because I was transitioning out of playing, my biggest goal was to try to soak up every knowledge about the profession. Part of that is respecting the profession and what it means to have the etiquette and the drive to be successful. One of the things that I picked up on from Brent and those guys and Coach Nash and whatnot is just the relationship, building the relationship with the families, transparency, those things. And I took that to heart, and so grateful for that opportunity, because at the time San Jose State did not have what they have now. So you had to wear different hats. You had to class check. You had to run on campus and make sure all those things. You had to make the coffee, all those things. We didn't have the space. How Coach Tomey made it happen and made it go is unreal. But that's him. He's always about building, and the camaraderie among the staff was the biggest thing. Coach was always connected and making sure that everybody is okay. It was, you know, it wasn't just a check the box thing, but it was truly a genuine way of making sure that everybody are ready to work and doing it with a joy and a passion that was unbelievable. So those are the blessings of being in the room with Coach Tomey and Brennan early on in my entry into profession.
Yeah, the video that Arizona Athletics sent out last night of when you arrived back here on campus, you seemed a little taken back about it all. What was going through your mind at that moment?
It wasn't until the plane was starting to descend that I saw Coach Tomey's face, Rich Ellerson, the former teammates that I played with, some that have already passed. Very surreal. Where we're sitting at wasn't here, and I was sharing with Coach Brennan just how grateful that I am to be able to have this opportunity to be allowed to be here. And it's probably going to take a couple days to let it all sink in. You know, I was part of a program with Mike Leach, with Coach Cristobal of Oregon, and you know, our journey to be here to play against Arizona was limited to the bus ride to that little cubby hole we had here, opponent in the locker room to the playing field, and then we leave. So I never really got to walk around and see the facilities. I think that puts everything in perspective. There's plenty of resources, there's plenty of stuff here that we sometimes overlook. And I know what it was when we were down in McHale Center with bare minimum, and we made it work. And we're going to get back to that gratitude. We're going to breathe that to our players, the discipline, and just the joy to be able to come and be a part of this journey, because we're going to get going, and it's going to be exciting. You know, we're going to be looking forward to this new journey and help Brennan bring to light the goals of this program and elevate it to where it should be and needs to be.
Michael, go ahead.
Sure. For Danny, you guys have been very active in the portal. On defense, you've added players at all 3 levels. What have you been looking for, and how do you think those guys will fit into what you want to do?
I think what you've got to build and what is going on across the entire country, if you want to have a chance, and I think the Big 12 is a perfect example of it, from top to bottom, the parity is unbelievable. Anybody can beat anybody on any given Saturday. And to get on a run like the guys up north did, you have to have good enough players at the top, in the middle, and at the bottom of your roster to be able to do that. And we've had to address the depth issue. Obviously, we had injuries last year, and those guys that went in and played, they'll be better for it. But we had to be able to stack good players on top of each other to give us a chance for the longevity of the season in the Big 12. Big 12 is a great league. And to continue to enhance that was the idea behind that. And what Coach Joe said, I mean, the expectation, the standard of this entire program has been addressed in recruiting, will be addressed in the offseason, and it's an exciting time to be a part of this program.
Brent, kind of in that vein, the vast majority of the guys that you've gotten commitments from the portal are in their last year of college. Is it fair to say that you guys are kind of doing a going for broke approach with getting the experience, but also guys that, like, this is you need to have the older guys to win right now?
I think that, you know, it's one of the things that I learned from working for Coach Tomey. He would always say that, is that, like, every year we're recruiting for the 2025 football team. Like, that's such a big part of it. And especially with like what's happening in college football with the revolving door and the changing of rosters. And if you're looking at, you know, so many rosters, and I'm sure we'll have some data here in the next, you know, few months that's going to be talking about what the kind of roster turnover rate is, you know, per program in the country. I think it's going to be really interesting, because you're going to be looking at teams that are going to be routinely turning over 40 to 70% of their roster every single season, right? So in that regard, then you're trying to find the pieces that fit, right? Are they tough? Do they love football? Do they want to be here? Right? Those things are critical for us. And so finding those guys, and the other hard part that we've been talking about as a coaching staff is we've had 57 players on campus since December 9th. Okay? And I'm pretty sure that number is accurate. And what it is it's 2 to 4 to 8 players every day. And it's a 24, 28, 30-hour visit. And then a new group comes in. And so it's speed dating, but you're getting married at the end. It's interesting. So for us, like, we're trying to do the most thorough evaluation of who they are, what makes them tick. You know, are they a good fit to bring into this community? Are they a good fit to bring into this family? Also, as they're trying to figure out if we're right for them. So it's been a super hectic, and I give a ton of credit to Geiska and Fletcher and all the people in our recruiting office that have to manage all the logistics of that, because you're not just managing the travel for one student athlete like you used to have to back in the day, right? Like, now you're managing the travel of a student athlete and 2 parents and hotel accommodations and meals, and it's really an interesting time that we're working in. But I feel great about what we've done in the portal. We are excited. We've been super aggressive. I think the staff, and like I already mentioned, the recruiting staff has done an outstanding job, and we're not done.
For Joe and Danny, what are you looking for characteristics in terms of defensive alignment? What's the first thing that you look for when you're trying to bring guys in?
Well, I think that the first and foremost goal is I need to learn what we have in the building. in the room, assess those guys, go through the film, and then get to know them on a personal level. The pedigree of the play at the trenches is toughness, the mentality, and the competitive spirit. Those are the things we got to make sure that everybody's on board with. Barring the X and O's, we want to be able to count on guys that are willing to do the dirty work. And if you're not willing to do that, we got to identify and find a way to get the room on a path to make sure that we can get that done, because those are your frontline guys. The front seven guys have got to be prepared to get the work done. Sometimes, most of the times, you don't read it on the stat sheet. So, you know, you're looking at the spec of a defensive lineman. Is he tough? And tough doesn't necessarily means physicality. It means, is he disciplined enough to do the things that they don't want to do for the fit of the greater good of the defensive unit? Those are the things that we're going to get into, just kind of identifying and really taking a deep dive to know exactly what characteristics our guys, what they can handle and what they can't handle. All right, and then prepare them to thrive in the things that they're strong at, and then bring along the things that they need to work on. But I think the competitive spirit needs to be through the roof, and those are things. Competition. It's great that we have the portal now, because to elevate our play, we need to create competition. Competition is a great thing, but it's not a good thing for a lot of people, right? But if our good players can be better players, our better players can be elite players, then the quality of play is going to be phenomenal. And that's the goal, to really understand where we're at in the room, and then welcome the new additions to the program, and then making sure that we're aligned with the goal that Coach Gonzales has for the unit, because there's only one goal, all right, one unit, and we got to speak the same language. And those are the things I'm really excited for to be here.
I've got one word that'll describe, if you guys were on social media last night, I guess it's 2 words. But having to recruit against this sucker and having to play against him and watch how he developed people. You saw his hashtag last night, Trench Monsters. That's what we're going to have up front because of who he is. Now, if you want to be a good coach, you get good players. And if the talent is equal, that's where coaching takes the biggest impact. And having to coach against him and recruit against him, people in the Big 12 are in trouble. And he's on our side now. And so with the standard that we set, as he said, across the board, defensively, with what we've got in the back end, obviously Coach Aquina and his 43 years of doing this, Coach Salave'a, and then myself in the middle of the transformation of this, you got a chance to see something special. And I'm excited about it.
Question for Coach Gonzales. Just what do you think about getting a guy like Genesis Smith and Dalton Johnson and Traden Stukes? How important was it to get those 3 guys back, and how do you build around those guys?
Relationships is first and foremost. Coach Aquina started with those guys 2 years ago. And in today's world, seeing what your value is and seeing what you can get, and there was opportunity for those 3 individuals specifically that was probably financially better for them somewhere else. They made the choice to come back here for what we're building, what they've been a part of. I mean, Traden Stukes, perfect example, he's been here since 2020. And he's been through everything, through 111 seasons, through a 10-win season, through what we went through last year with an injury. It's significant to have those guys back because they have the experience, they have the talent. And so it doesn't matter how good those guys are if those guys can't get to the quarterback and give them a chance to be great. And I think now that we've combined both pieces, Genesis, Dalton, and Traden, they give us a significant advantage in the back end because of their language, because of their communication, and where we are. It's not a wholesale change in what we're doing, so that language is already there. Now we just make it go the direction to be elite.
For Brent, you said something to the effect at the end of last season that there's nothing you could do over the next however many months to win over the fans without, games being on the schedule. However, do you feel like maybe you've stacked up some off-season victories here with some of the moves you've been able to make?
I think we feel good about what we've done in the last 5 weeks. Absolutely. I think I think more in terms of like directly impacting our football team, right? Like that's how I'm motivated. Like, like I know that my job is to build the best football program at the University of Arizona I can possibly build. And so I think adding the right pieces and getting the right people in the right spots has been critical, whether that's players or coaches. And so that's kind of how my head wraps around it. How the fans respond, all that stuff, great. I'm glad they're excited that Joe's back and that Danny's going to coordinate the defense. Great. Now let's move forward. You know what I mean? Let's get excited about what we're building here at the U of A and start attacking this thing the right way. Let's get behind these players. Let's get behind this program and have that positive impact on social media where all the recruits go to read, right? All the recruits read everything that's written, everything that's posted, everything, right? And so, since there have been some positive moments for this football program in the last 5 weeks, I mean, let's double down and let's get after it.
Brent, you mentioned kind of earlier moving chairs around to make sure everyone was on the right place, the defensive coaching staff. Where are you in terms of special teams, and then are you done moving assistants around, stuff like that?
We're still working through all that, and part of that was the efforts in the transfer portal and also the timeline of the transfer portal, our players reporting this week. Up until yesterday, we've had recruits on campus every single day since the 3rd of January. So that's been really the biggest focus right now. There's still some things that we have to work through, and the special teams coordinator is one of them, and we're actively doing that, and I feel like we're in a great spot.
Brent, what can you say about the additions that you made in the portal on the offensive side of the ball, especially at receiver?
I'm excited about it, and I know Coach Wade and Coach Daggy are excited about the receiver room. I think it was exciting to see the way Chris Hunter made a move at the end of the season, and to add some pieces in there that we think are explosive. Like, that was one of the things that I felt like last year we had to get faster, we had to get more explosive, and I think we've done that. Adding the pieces, obviously, you guys know all about the guys that we signed in the recruiting class, at the beginning of December. But in terms of the portal pieces, there's guys in there that can really run, and then I think. Bringing Trey back, him coming back to Arizona was a huge get for us because he's a really talented, kind of big body receiver who can be physical, who can play the ball off his feet. So we feel great about what the moves we've made in that room, and I gave a ton of credit to Bobby Wade and Coach Daggy. And then double-digit offensive linemen, scholarship guys that are newcomers. What do you think about the efforts that you guys have made with that position group? I don't think I can explain to you what this last 5 weeks has been in terms of the workload. It has been incredibly intense, and it's because everyone's so motivated. Everybody wants to feel better. Everybody wants to build something that we can feel great about, and that's what everybody has been in here day and night, 7 days a week, poring over film, evaluating players, bringing kids in, trying to figure out what the best pieces and the best fit for us are. And so I think Josh has done an outstanding job with that. Coach Daggy, once he got hired, jumped right in the middle of all the recruiting process. But everybody has a piece of that. Everybody on our staff. Coach Carter doesn't just recruit the running backs. He recruits everybody, and we all do. And I think one of the things that does maybe set us apart a little bit is I do think we're an excellent team recruiting staff, because all of the pieces every recruit that we're recruiting, we want them to have a relationship with everybody on the staff, because the more connected we are, the more committed we become, and we want that across all positions.
I have one for Brent and one for Joe. For Brent, was Joe somebody that you were thinking about hiring for a while, someone that was kind of always in the back of your mind to bring back here?
Absolutely, just because of his history and his background here, and the fact that we had worked together and that we knew each other. And he was one of the first guys when I got hired to reach out to me and congratulate me. He played here with my brother, so I've known Coach Salave'a for a really long time. But then the timing of it was, where was it going to fit, and could I actually get him in a situation where because he was in a great situation, right? And he had done, and he had a close relationship with that coaching staff and those players, and I know all those things are me being in the same spot. Like, I know how those things go, So I didn't know if it would be something that he'd be excited about.
And he obviously was. For Joe, it's fair to say that your first coaching stint here ended prematurely, and for reasons beyond your control. What would it mean to you to help this, turn this program around and get it back on the winning track?
It's the bottom line. We live in a profession that it's show me, don't tell me. And I am so excited. Can't wait. I mean, we came in last night, got in late, and already working the phones and trying to circle around some of the prospects that are leaning towards here, and also trying to work to connect with our players. But I think at the end of the day, I'm just the opportunity to be able to contribute, get to connect with the staff in my own small way. I'm truly motivated to see our guys succeed. That's the bottom line. You want your players to go through the process, the grind. You want them to be rewarded for their efforts. And part of that is, as teachers of the game, we have to be concise, we have to be detailed, organized, and lay out the tools to afford the opportunity for those guys to compete, because we can tell them play hard, but anybody can be busy and not be productive. And so I think this opportunity here now is really to set the standard, because the standard will never change, but we have to create the culture of wanting to be here, the passion to be better, and it starts with us. And I mean, that's the end goal there. And so having the opportunity to be coached by great mentors and coaches here, and there's one on staff in Coach Aquino, it's paying it forward. I've never had the opportunity, so I'm really grateful for Desiree and Coach Brennan just even thinking of me in these terms to be able to be here. Did not see it coming. I truly did not see this happening, and it felt like it was a whirlwind. Next, you know, I'm on my way here to Tucson, but you know, at the end of the day, it's what makes this whole thing go is truly a mutual partnership with us and our players. And our players that are coming to the program truly have to have a real idea of why they're coming here. All right, and it starts with the respect of the place, of the people that came here before us, and then also what we can do to elevate this program, because that's what it matters, is making sure that we're mentoring these young men to be great future fathers, future great husbands, and be in a position to have careers after football. This is far beyond football. But I think with the challenges comes silver lining, and I'm so fired up because, you know, if you would have told us 30, 40 years ago that collegiate football athletics was going to be in this situation with the NIL and all these things, I would have not believed it. But why Arizona? Playing opportunity and development. Why Arizona? Playing opportunity and development. A lot of folks are in the portal because they chase the money instead of the real things. And so I believe in this body of work. I believe in Coach Gonzales' body of work, Coach Aquino, Coach Carter, Coach Brennan. I believe in the people in this building. And I think the direction now for Arizona, if you want to come to Tucson, you're coming to be developed, you're coming to be mentored, you're going to be pushed to elevate yourself and in the process, elevate this program. So I'm truly, truly humble to be here. It's surreal. I'm excited. I got goosebumps, and I can't play no more, but man, I'm sure.
With all these new rules, we might find some eligibility.
Right, with a new JUCO.
That's right.
Oh
We'll
man,
find
that is
something.
crazy. But this program is a sleeping giant, and we're ready to go. We're excited. You know, it's a glass half full, and that's our mentality, man. There's nothing that we can't accomplish. We're going to work together as a staff tirelessly to put the best opportunities for our student athletes, because they want to win. They want to succeed, and we have to provide that, and they deserve that. And so we're truly, truly excited. My family are excited. I think they're eagerly excited as me, and they were doing the bear down dance and on my way down here, and so we're looking forward to having an opportunity to get out to the community. Those are the things. If our community ain't voicing their opinion, then that means they're not in touch with what we're doing, and it's great. And I know Brennan had answered the fan base. You know, they deserve too. You know, they pay to come and see a product that we put out there, and we will. We're going to deliver on that, and we're excited for the opportunity. But being in this conference is a competitive conference, but we're excited. I'm still trying to wrap my head around, because it's no longer Pac-10. Wait, Pac-10? No, Pac-12. and now it's Big 12. You know, and I'm excited because I think those are the things that our kids, our student athletes are looking forward to, and I can't wait to meet every one of them and also get a chance to break bread with our team, because those are the things we have to really have a good beat and sense of where our guys are at and what their goals are, where they're here, and we need to move forward. And those are things by having specific, detailed plan for their success, and then hold all of us accountable to it, not just the players. And then and it's going to be fun, like Coach had talked about. We're gonna work. If you're coming to Tucson, Arizona to play for the Wildcats, you're going to be pushed, you're going to be developed, but we're going to have fun doing it. And so those are the things that we're truly, truly excited for.
Cool. Joe, what do you remember about your playing career at Arizona? What was your favorite memory?
You know, I think the favorite memory is being a part of the Desert Swarm era. And Coach alluded to that group of guys there. We were sort of your overlooked guys. And you guys got the Teddy Bruschi, Waldrop, Brandon Sanders. We had a collective of many players that just felt like they were slighted, right? And we came here and we didn't have much. Compared to what it is now, what made that group special was just the collective agreement that we were going to train and prove people wrong. And we truly took it away from Coach Tomey and the staff's hands. We kind of ran with the players, policing everything. Got to go to class, being there, being ready, being early, being prepared. We had a couple games where guys didn't get a chance to execute their goal. We waved them off. Those are the culture that we got to cultivate, and it only starts with us. And being a part of that crew, we played some nasty defense in those days, and part of that was we were well conditioned, we were well prepared, but we also we wanted more. And those are some of the things that I'm truly excited about to help develop with our guys. Just the mentality that we can and we will get it done. And those are the things I'm excited to be a part of, and humbled by the opportunity to be here.
All right, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.